Hi, welcome to Press Pause. This is the last in the 6-part series on Joshua. And if you've enjoyed this series, please leave a note down below or click the like button. I would just love to hear from some of you. You know, we meet Joshua in the book of Exodus. He was born in Egypt, probably close to 40 years of age when the Exodus took place. He soon became a loyal and dedicated assistant to Moses and also became the commander of the army. Joshua would follow Moses to the tent of meeting that was set up just outside the camp. Moses would go into the tent to spend time with God because he knew he could not live life and be an effective leader without the presence of God. Exodus 33:11 reads, "The Lord would speak to Moses face to face as a man speaks with his friend." Moses had such intimacy with God. But the verse continues, "Then Moses would return to the camp, but his young aide, Joshua, son of Nun, did not leave the tent." But his young aide, Joshua, son of Nun, did not leave the tent. Wow. What does that say about Joshua? What caused him to linger there in that tent? What caused Joshua to stay? I believe it is here that Joshua developed a deep personal relationship with God. It is here in his younger days that he learned to spend time with God. He learned to recognize the voice of God in his own life, for his own life. And he also learned that without the presence of God in his life, he could do nothing. So he stayed behind and lingered in the presence of God. Joshua was later commissioned by Moses as his successor. And God tells Joshua in Joshua 1:5, "No one will be able to stand up against you all the days of your life. As I was with Moses, so I will be with you. I will never leave you nor forsake you." What a promise to receive from God, that no one would be able to stand up to him and that God would never leave Joshua nor forsake him, which is a promise that is true for us today. In order to be victorious in the promised land, Joshua committed himself to obeying God's written word. Joshua never faltered in his commitment and faithfulness towards God and his word. And as Joshua comes to the end of his days, he calls the leaders of Israel together and reminds them of a few things in chapter 23. In verse 3, he says, "The Lord has fought for you." In verse 5, "He will continue to drive out your enemies just as he has promised." In verse 6, "Be strong and be careful to obey all that is written in the book of the law of Moses." Verse 7, he says, "Don't associate with the nations that remain." And verse 7 again, the latter part, he says, "Don't serve or bow down to their gods." His closing remarks to the Israelites are found in chapter 24, verses 14 and 15. "Now fear the Lord and serve him with all faithfulness." That's what Joshua had done all those years. He was now about 110 years old. He says, "Throw away the gods your forefathers worshiped beyond the river and in Egypt, and serve the Lord. But if serving the Lord seems undesirable to you, then choose for yourself this day whom you will serve, whether the gods of your forefathers served beyond the river or the gods of the Amorites in whose land you are living. But as for me and my household, we will serve the Lord." Joshua gave the Israelites a choice: to serve the gods of the land and experience disaster, or to serve the true and living God and experience God's blessings and victories in their lives. God gives us the same choice today. He invites us all to have that deep personal relationship with him, and he gives us a choice to follow him in life and serve him and him alone. It is not a one-time choice, but it is a daily choice to pursue him and to do what is right, resisting that appeal to sin. To choose otherwise will definitely bring judgment and destruction in one's life. Today, I present you with the same challenge Joshua put before the Israelites, to fear the Lord and serve him with all faithfulness, or to choose the gods of this land. I hope you will declare with me, but as for me and my household, we will serve the Lord.